Okay, welcome to our next training video. We're now in level 1. In the first level we had a quick look at wallets and wallet essentials and just getting an understanding of how wallets work, what seed phrases are. We're going to build on that knowledge now and delve into a little bit more about coins and tokens and smart contracts and things. So if that's not making sense at the moment, that's fine. Hang in there. We're going to cover all these things and you'll get a really good understanding of how all these pieces of the puzzle fit together in this cryptocurrency space. So in my day-to-day job, I spend a lot of time onboarding new users into the crypto space. And one of the things that pops up very early in the piece is they don't understand coins versus tokens, which gets a little bit confusing when you're trying to manage your digital assets. In particular, Ethereum is usually the first stumbling block for new people coming into the space and understanding some of the nuances around how you handle assets on the Ethereum network. So we're going to delve in and have a little bit of a look at that and hopefully give you a good understanding of coins and tokens and where that leads to from there. Okay, as you can see on the screen here, there is an absolute truckload of different projects in the cryptocurrency space. At last count, as of recording, there was somewhere in the vicinity of 6,000 to 7,000 projects, depending upon which ranking site you're looking at. And of these projects, some of them are coins and some of them are tokens. They're a little bit more than just being a coin or a token, but let's keep it really simple for the time being, and we'll try to at least distill how you classify a coin or a token. Okay, so at their essence, we will look at coins and then we'll expand that on to tokens. So let's have a look at this center section here, which is all about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin runs on a technology that we call blockchain, which underpins most cryptocurrencies. Then we have the protocol layer, which is the rules of the network. So the code and the software that's been developed that everyone that participates in the network plays by. They run that code on their nodes, on their wallets, and that's the rules that everyone plays by. And then we have the Bitcoin themselves, the cryptocurrency that we use to transfer value around. And that is what we call a coin, so a native coin running on top of the Bitcoin network. So that is a cryptocurrency in its most basic form. And what's happened over a period of time is the space has developed and new projects have formed, and one of those first to arrive on the scene was Ethereum. And Ethereum too runs on blockchain, so it has its list of rules and code that all the nodes and the wallets run so that they can communicate using the same language. And it has the Ether coin, which is the native coin to the Ethereum network. And when we pay the miners, we pay them based in Ether, the same as we do with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin miners get paid in Bitcoin. So we call this gas on the Ethereum network, and that's how we pay the gas on the Ethereum network, is using Ether. However, Ethereum took it one step further and brought something to the market called smart contracts. And we're going to look into a lot more of those and what they are and how they work in the following video. But for now, just understand that Ethereum introduced the concept of smart contracts. And by introducing these smart contracts, it allowed other projects to launch on top of the Ethereum network. And we've got two sitting here. We've got Basic Attention Token, or BAT, and we also have HEX. Now, both of these projects have launched on top of Ethereum, and that makes them a token in that they're not the native currency of the Ethereum network. Now, if we jump across and have a look at EOS, using the EOS.io protocol, which is to a blockchain. And we have EOS, which is the native currency of the EOS.io network. And then we have projects that have launched on top of the EOS network, this one being Everipedia, and this one EOS Bet. So these are in fact tokens on top of the EOS network. So let's have a look at a real life scenario and see how we determine, or how we can view, which of these are coins or tokens. Okay, so we've opened up CoinMarketCap, which is probably a site you're familiar with. It's just one of the better known ranking sites. And if we drill down on a particular project, so let's start with Bitcoin, and we actually want to find out about Bitcoin itself, so BTC, not the network, but the actual Bitcoin, so the value of Bitcoin and the currency. And here we can see that it is a coin. So even on this CoinMarketCap site, we can identify whether it's a coin or a token, and that determines whether it's running on its own network or whether it's launched on top of another network. So let's jump back, let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum too, so the Ether coin is actually a coin. It's native to that network, so that means it's running on its own network there. Okay, let's take this one step further. Now we said we looked at basic attention token. So we can see that basic attention token is actually that. It is a token. That generally suggests that it's running on top of another network. How do we know which network? Well, if we check out an Explorer, when I hover over this, I can see that it's taking me, when I look down here on the link, I can see that it's going to open up Etherscan, which is an Ethereum Explorer. So it'll be pretty safe to assume that basic attention token is an actual token and it's running on the Ethereum network. Let's have a look at Hex. And when we look at Hex, we can see that Hex is actually a token as well. And if we hover over the Explorer link, it shows that it's pointing us to Etherscan. So it would be very safe to assume that Hex is a token launched on top of the Ethereum network. Okay, so let's go check out EOS. We can see that EOS is a coin, and if we hover over the Explorer, it's pointing us to Blocks.io, and I happen to know that that is a EOS-based block explorer. So pretty safe to assume that EOS is a native coin running on the EOS network. And let's quickly check out Everipedia. Okay, Everipedia is actually a token. And if we hover over the Explorer, well, it's pointing us to Blocks.io as well. So pretty safe to assume that Everipedia is a token running on top of the EOS network. Okay, now it's really not much more difficult than that. And we'll delve in a little bit more detail into those now. And the way we will do that is by looking at what smart contracts are. So hang around, jump into the next video, and we'll have a good look at how smart contracts work and how that applies to Hex as well. Thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one.